You're listening to the Gem Mint Podcast by GFNF. Your weekly breakdown of sports cards, hobby news, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Jake and Nico.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Gem Mint by GFNF, episode 3. It's just me, Nico, and Jake again. What's going on, Jake?
I'm good, man. How about you? Thanks for tuning in again, guys.
Yeah, how's your week going so far?
Pretty good. We had a pretty good day today, which definitely picked it up. So overall, pretty good.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. So, yeah, over the past week, we did see I think it was last Friday. We had a kind of a shock Fanatics drop. They've been kind of notifying people of drops through their reps, which I think is part of their plan going forward. I don't know how you feel about that, but they did drop Mosaic NBA mega boxes. They were the first ones, I think, out of anyone to drop that online. So. Yeah, the group hit pretty well on that. There's a lot of it's near impossible to bot Fanatics anyway, just because they really don't sell that much, which is kind of weird to say.
But it gave opportunity for all the members to have manual success. So it was definitely, we saw a lot of success manually from a bunch of different members.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're going to be the juggernaut of the sports card industry. So, we'll see what happens with that, but
We got to figure out their website. That's what's got to happen.
Yeah, their website is kind of garbage, but it's not worse than Top, so I think they're already ahead of the game. But yeah, so we did see a Walmart drop today. It was pretty underwhelming, I guess, for most people. I mean, obviously the main takeaway was Mosaic basketball mega boxes there. It's the same price point as Fanatics, $60, which I think is going to be the new norm for mega boxes. And we saw pretty good success for the two of us.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
What do you think of the fact that Fanatics is not doing, at least so far this year, the Fanatics exclusive retail boxes?
I mean, everything's going to be Fanatics exclusive, right? So I
don't think if they're trying to transition away from Target and Walmart and separating them from Fanatics, I guess. It's always nice to have those Fanatics exclusive ones, with the special parallels. But yeah, we might be done with that.
Yeah, actually, I was looking before it just at some of the Prism football, and those Prism football products are I mean, not just the Fanatics exclusive ones, but the Fanatics exclusive Prism football is like seriously taking off.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember which parallels exclusive in theirs. I don't think I got any of those, but yeah,
I think they're hypers.
Yeah, you might be right, but the prices, I think, closing in on $400 for the mega box. So
whoa,
pretty crazy there. But yeah, I just think since they're going to be the one-stop shop realistically, I don't think they're going to be relying on Walmart and Target to push product out. I think they have the logistics in place to do that. So I think Fanatics exclusive, probably a thing in the past. And now everything's just Fanatics exclusive because it's the only place you're going to be able to get cards. So
yeah, their reps, it seems like their reps are kind of stepping in with the phone calls like their own little mini distribution network.
Yeah, one thing we didn't touch on, and I haven't seen it since that one time I mentioned it to you, those mystery packs that they they were pushing. I think it kind of slid under the radar with a lot of people, but it must have been probably a month ago. Fanatics reached out, via their reps, to customers saying like, "Hey, we have an exclusive drop coming." Everyone expected it to be an actual like retail product, and then they hit everyone with like, I think it was like 4 or 5 different level mystery packs, like these repacks that you see people scamming. I wouldn't say scamming, but it's more or less scamming, on like Whatnot and, Instagram with these like garbage repacks. But Fanatics, they told you up front what was in each level. They comped the prices out. I looked at a few, and if you've ever looked at a slab on Fanatics, you know that like their pricing is like 2x usually what the card actually sells for. So
what are they doing for that? Because I know how MJ Holdings and Excel, which if you don't know, MJ Holdings is Walmart and Myers supplier, while Excel is Target. They used to. What we heard was they would open unsold boxes and then piece out the cards and packs into the repacks. So I don't know if Fanatics is doing the same or what's going on with that.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that, but I mean, I don't think there was any packs in them. It was just strictly graded cards, which I think is probably the best move for them. But I don't know. I'm not a big repack guy. I do dabble with like mystery boxes here and there, but that's like cheap fun breaks. Like mystery boxes where like you're going to get the value, for what you're paying for with the chance of like some pretty good upside.
Yeah, I think the last mystery pack I bought was I went up to Phil Hughes' booth at the National and bought one of his mystery slabs just so I could say hi to him and talk to him because I'm a fan.
I actually got one last year. I had my wife get me one for Christmas, like one of the baseball ones.
What'd you pull out of it?
It was like a Connor Cannon Sapphire PSA 10 auto. It was a pop one. I think the kid was like 25, first baseman.
I got a Wander Franco first paper Bowman 10.
Oh, what was he charging?
I think it was 150 for the mystery pack at the National, so I took a little bit of an L on that, but I got to shake his hand and meet him, so it was worth the extra.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's pretty upfront with it. I wouldn't say he's like scamming anyone. I don't think he's really got a need to scam anyone out of money, but
he also has no incentive to put nothing but over $150 cards and $150 packs. There's no reason for him to lose money.
True. I mean, someone's gonna have to take an L with mystery packs, but I don't know.
It was me.
Yeah, it was
in this case, it was me.
I don't know. I steer clear of it usually. It's just for someone that likes to rip boxes, you would think like he'd be addicted to mystery packs, and
right.
I saw someone posted on Twitter like a Pokemon one. I think it might have been one of our staff in Cards Density. I don't know if he replied to someone or if he was posting about it. It was. Yeah, you ever see like those eBay ones where it's the picture's like some like $2,000 product, and it's like $100 mystery pack, and
it's infuriating.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's 100 chances to like. No one knows. I don't even know why eBay allows those. I thought they stopped any sort of like gambling type because it's what it is. I mean, it's just gambling. Any gambling type listings, but like they do with, I know they do with like with sneaker mystery boxes. They usually take those down. So, but I guess there's a way to get around the eBay algorithm.
They're misleading too because you see a picture of a PSA 10 Patrick Mahomes rookie and you're like, yeah
I think that's the most
$100. I want that.
Yeah, I think that's the most infamous one for sure.
You got a 1 in 10,000 chance. The chances are you're going to pull 5 ungraded base cards, but it is what it is.
Well, have you seen the those Walgreens boxes? Those were going around on Twitter this week. I don't know if you saw, some kid pulled a
the Justin Herbert?
Yeah, the Herbert out of 5 select auto. And then people were going crazy for these. Like, I've bought them before, and they're usually, it's usually just garbage in there. There's like either some
it's
like
always garbage. I don't think. Do you think you actually pulled that out of there?
I mean, a lot of people bought the boxes and pulled select packs, and I mean, I don't see why. I don't see why he couldn't have. The weird thing about that specific card that he pulled, though, is I did see someone else pull that same card, and it was really damaged on the back. So I don't know if they knew which boxes, these cards are in, to be able to kind of like, we'll just throw this in like this like mystery box thing. But I know it's like pretty. It had like F1 type edge damage on it. So I don't know, but a lot of people were buying them.
The picture I saw the picture I saw was fishy. It had everything from the box neatly in the picture. Like, hey guys, I definitely pulled this out of this box, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that obviously just triggers FOMO in everyone, right? Everyone's running out trying to find those Walgreens boxes now.
But it also does create some good content. I did see some dude pull, or he bought. I think there was one of the ones with like the Brady rookie, that you could pull. And I guess he had one, so he kind of just was toying with people on Twitter that he pulled a Bowman Chrome Brady out of like a $10 mystery box. But
oh no,
yeah. So yeah. But did you have any luck this week with the PSA economy event?
I did not, but not for lack of trying. I got assigned a really high number. I think have we narrowed down what we think? Are they letting about 3,000? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, 2,500 to 3,000 I think is the sweet spot. This one I'm not sure what this one was. It might have been more because these events were only two. There's only two events as opposed to last time we saw three. I didn't get in on this one. I was like eight or 9,000 I think. Actually, my number dropped at one point. Like I was like 7,000. Then I looked away. I came back and I was like 9K.
Yeah, I got right over the 5,000 mark. I let it run out, but I knew I wasn't getting through.
I could have sworn I saw someone mention that they were looking into it for tampering, or I don't know if there's any like legitimacy to that.
Like people botting the website, or
yeah,
or what do you mean?
Maybe they were talking about the whole package thing, which actually might be good to talk about because we have a couple people
Shout
we
out
know.
Slump.
Yeah, shout out to Slump. So this is the dumbest tweet ever. So they tweet, package tampering is on the rise and PSA is doing our part to protect customers by closely inspecting incoming packages. Now, this is Slumped was the third person that I knew that had this issue. First, my one buddy, he sent a Marcelo Mayer auto and the tape was loose. So they sent it back. And PSA is good. They send you pictures of why they're not accepting it. And then someone else I know on Twitter, he got his rejected because he taped it too much. Which I swear to God, he got the pictures back and they said, yeah, you put too much tape on the box. And then Slumped,
my tape sponsor cut it open.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. And then Slumped, he didn't put enough tape, or like his tape wasn't sticky enough, so it wasn't like completely sealed. But moral of the story is, I responded to them and said, why don't this is like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm a genius or something. How about a more discreet shipping address than PSA? Like, you make it so obvious that you are shipping to PSA. If one of these,
which is weird because they don't ship back from PSA. If you notice, it says CU for Collector's Universe.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't understand why they don't have some sort of rotating address or something. It's not even the address; it's the name on the address to kind of like, take away from the fact that there could be 5-6 figure cards in the package, because obviously they don't know what's in it, and like these people that are doing this, one, scummy, don't do that. Yep. Two, they could be ripping open something with like $20 cards in it, committing a federal crime.
Just write high dollar valuables on the outside of the box.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, yeah, you have to put the barcode on the outside of the box, and you're shipping to PSA. And most people tell you to write what service level as well on the outside of the package. So it's just screaming like "rip me open." So yeah. I don't know. They've had like so much drama going on recently with PSA. I don't see how this couldn't be solved with like just a simple address change.
Well, who's gonna battle PSA against their word anyway? So my thought was, for our friend Slump's case, why not just cut it open and verify that the cards in there are the cards that were logged? Because you got to put the log sheet in with the cards. Yeah, instead of wasting the time to ship it all the way back across the country, and then it seems like they're making more work for themselves and more hassle for the customers. But
I mean, they are, but like at the same time, like they're protecting themselves. But I also think that I actually saw this in a cash out group with GPUs. Like some dude was claiming that they damaged his boxes because they didn't want, they weren't accepting them, and they straight up like kicked the dude or called him out, and then posted a video of their receiving department opening the box, and like you could see the package is sealed. They open it, they take out the graphics cards, and like the boxes are completely demolished, like in the package. So like no package material or anything. So I mean, you have to imagine they have cameras. So
yeah,
definitely. I could see that being a resolution too, but I think they're more concerned about just pumping cards out, and catching up on the backlog. So we'll
You have to
see.
assume they have quite a few new employees as well that are on a little bit of a learning curve starting out.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and just trying to expand too. So yeah, we'll see, we'll see. But what do you think about just with whole shipping and everything with eBay's authentication guarantee for sports cards? So
Yeah.
if you want to touch on that.
So yeah, my I read up on it a little bit. My interpretation of it, to start out, it looks like there's no graded cards are not included. Autograph and patch cards are not included. So basically, it's a single sale of a non-graded card over the price of $750. Is that how you read it?
Yeah, yep. As of now, it's 750. I don't think you have a choice either as a seller
Yeah,
to not use it.
which is fine. I mean, I don't know a ton of cards that are moving non-auto, non-patch, and ungraded for more than 750. I mean, there's definitely some, but it's rarer. Um, most of the bigger cards that are worth that kind of money, people are grading. But I know they did mention that they're trying to get the number down to 250 by the summer, and also open up for graded cards as well as patches and autos.
Yeah,
That's what they did with shoes, right? I mean, this is essentially what they did with sneakers for a while.
yeah. It's StockX pretty much, but for but for raw cards. Um, so the thing that scares me is one, now you have it in the mail longer. So you have to ship to the authenticator, then the authenticator has to ship to you. Two, uh, who's doing this authentication? Like, I guess what level. I guess the same with sneakers, but what level of credibility does this person have?
So
That's
that's another thing
authenticating.
I read. It's CSG. It's CSG and CGC.
Oh,
It's
okay,
the
that well,
two
that makes me feel a
secondary
little better.
grading companies that are doing it. Now, those are not known. They're not known as the leaders for sports cards, but they are reputable grading companies. So I think that I agree with you. It takes longer in the mail. It's another step in the process. Do you know the return stuff? Like, can buyers, after it's authenticated, is it similar with shoes, no return, stuff like that, or are they still allowing a return window once it reaches its destination?
I mean, it's just authenticated. I don't see why you couldn't return it. Like if it's not as described or anything, I'm pretty sure that still stands. So
Okay, so they're just saying this is a real card. This isn't fake.
yeah, yeah. And funny story. I'm not gonna call him out because he'll get mad at me. But someone I know is so funny. All right, after like Brady announced his retirement or whatever, like obviously like Brady cards like went crazy, and my one buddy bought a Brady. It was like a score rookie, like out of 50, and it was on bids, and it was like at $1,000, and it's like, dude, what Brady rookie out of 50 is doing $1,000? Like that's got to be like a five-figure card, right?
Right.
Poorly titled, like everything. So you figure, okay, this dude just didn't know what he was listing, and my other buddy comes in and is like, dude, that's like one of the most common like reprinted cards like ever, and find a bunch of listings, like a bunch of sales, and it was jersey number. So it was jersey number Brady
Oh
out of
no.
50, but it had authentication guarantee, so it's they paid for it, and it's on the way to the authenticator. I haven't heard yet, so I have to imagine it's gonna get denied, unless they somehow found the one number 12, Tom Brady score
That is
rookie. So
undervalued by 90%.
yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
see what happens with that, but I
Good luck, whoever you are.
a little bearish on that. So
There we go.
yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk a little bit about how the market's moving with the different types of sports cards. Because I've noticed I was spending some time. If you guys haven't heard of Market Movers by Sports Card Investor, it's a great tool. It's really cool to be able to track how cards are trending over. You get to pick the period of time, what kind of card, how it's graded. Totally customizable. Um, we got the football playoffs coming to a head here in 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks. We got baseball starting up with spring training here in a little over a month, and we have basketball right in the middle. Um, I seem to think that football is going to reach its peak here in another week or so and start to taper down. And I think now is as good a time as ever to load up on some last minute baseball. What do you think?
Yeah, baseball's getting a little crazy. I've been picking a few things up to try to grade, and some of the prices are getting nuts. Obviously, yeah, the football stuff. I mean, Joey B's like the hottest thing right now. I was talking to you last night about
Hmm.
Prism football prices, and we talked a little earlier about that. Like, I have a hobby box, and I figured they were like pretty flat around 1,500 for Prism hobby box, and I went and looked last night, and like one sold for $2,500. So it's
Wow.
crazy. Like, it's crazy what some of this product is doing. Baseball, yeah. I mean, the big guys are still selling well. Uh, actually, speaking of baseball investment, did you happen to see the Bleacher Report article today on 10 names that you should be investing in
I
baseball
saw it. I did
in
not read
cards?
it.
All right, hold on. I gotta pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah, I'd like to hear this. While you're doing that, did you see the article about the lady who was remodeling her house and found 1,600 cards glued to the wall underneath the
What?
drywall?
No, I didn't see that.
They were all 70s and 80s cards. None of them were super valuable, but someone had took the time to glue 1,600 individual 1970s and 80s baseball cards to the inside of the drywall. So she was pulling off the drywall, remodeling, found it. It was crazy. I saw some pictures. It's wild.
Was there anything good?
Nothing major, but imagine if, first of all, imagine finding something major like 1952 Manals, and then someone glued them to the wall.
I mean, it's probably. I mean, people put it, in their spoke of their bike. So I wouldn't put it past anyone to, you know,
That's true.
glue a 52 mantle to the wall. I'm trying to
The other
find.
one, I got another story while you find that one. Did you hear about the guy that's suing his mom over baseball cards?
Oh, I saw it briefly. I didn't really look into it.
This is not a young man either. This is,
Yeah, he didn't
from what
look
I read,
young.
he's in his 50s and he's suing his 80-year-old mom for withholding baseball cards that he collected with his dad when they were young that are super old, and apparently she doesn't want him to sell them. Now, this could be a very biased story. I only read it on one source, but basically, he's suing his mom to get control over some valuable baseball cards that him and his dad collected back in the day. Um, so, just right after the holidays, good time to open up a lawsuit against your mom.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay, I got the article. So before I go through some of the names, I'm just gonna read you this little excerpt from it, and I think you'll know how the rest of the article is gonna go. Rising superstars like Vlad Jr., Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna are the hottest names on the market, while Mike Trout continues to command a premium as he carves his path to all-time greatness. However, given how expensive their cards already are, those players don't necessarily make for good investments. So don't invest in good players. Okay? So
strong,
instead,
strong start.
yeah, so instead invest in these players.
Oh boy.
Nick Allen, the shortstop for the Athletics.
Oh
Okay?
boy.
Benintendi, who has
Yeah.
stunk. He's
Yep.
just an average player. Connor Joe. Gotta be honest, never heard of Connor Joe.
Who is she?
Yeah. He was a first round pick, but he's an outfielder on the Rockies. Michael Lorenzen, who is a pitcher outfielder on the Angels.
We know
Luis
how well pitchers sell.
Luis Medina, who's a pitcher on the Yankees.
Oh my gosh.
Darren Ruff, who's also first baseman. First bases usually don't sell that well on the Giants. Lane Thomas on the Nationals. This one I don't hate because one of my buddies he went to the same school as him, and he's kind of a beast. Dalton Varsho. He was a rookie
I like
last
Dalton
year.
Varsho.
Yeah,
Yep.
catcher outfielder on the
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. He's actually pretty good. Has some serious pop. And then he gave some oldies. So you got Carlos Beltran and Scott Rowland. So
Carlos Beltran, I don't hate just because I think he'll definitely be leading the list next year for Hall of Fame.
yeah,
Whether he should or not is another conversation, but we talked about that last week. Basically, what that article's saying is invest in people that you can afford because their cards are worth nothing, as opposed to investing in blue chips because their prices are higher than what you should be spending. I mean, is that basically the gist of that?
Yeah, I guess I've been seeing a lot of pool holes purchases lately. A lot of people are loading up on some pool holes, which I
I
think
don't hate that.
I think I saw someone tweet like, is Pujols a Hall of Famer? I was like, what? Are you serious? He had like one of like the most
If Pujols is not,
insane like 10-year tears as a hitter, like ever. Dude was an absolute beast.
never got in trouble. He was a good person. He was a great ball player. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would think so. Not that being a good person necessarily gets you into the Hall of Fame, but
true.
I think investing in pitchers that have a super hard time. I mean, the highest, most expensive quality pitcher card out there is Nolan Ryan's rookie, and even that doesn't even come close to competing with some of the bigger cards of even current players.
Exactly. I don't know. So this poor guy that was that put this article out. He's getting blasted a little bit. There were some people that saying like, "Hey, love that you guys are trying to push this stuff, but man, you got to rethink this, or do you want to talk and go through, why this isn't the right stuff to put out?" So, I don't know. Quick glanced over it. Names didn't seem that promising, but moral of the story is: do not invest in good players because it can't possibly go up anymore.
Solid.
Yeah. So
solid.
Tell that to the Tom Brady market a year ago.
Oh boy.
But
well, speaking of Tom Brady, let's talk about some sports. It wasn't. I mean, there was some cool stuff in the hobby this last week, but not near as much juicy drama that we've had the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff going on in just sports world in general. Yeah, we had some. Let's start out. We had some wild NFL divisional championships this weekend, which was a lot of fun to watch. Did you watch any of them?
Yeah. I mean, dude, the way the Chiefs came out did not look like they were going to be stopped. I mean, absolutely just marched down the field, 3 touchdowns. Like Mahomes looked locked in, and they just like took their foot off the gas. Dude, there was a lot of questionable plays by Mahomes in the pocket, trying to dance around, running 100 yards to gain nothing, taking terrible sacks. But man, you gotta give credit to the Bengals. Like they absolutely look locked in, and I'll be rooting for them in the Super Bowl.
Definitely. How can you not root for Joey B? I mean, Joe Burrow is calm, cool, collected, solid. I mean, I like that he's playing with 2 guys he went to college with. I just like that team a lot. The other thing I like a lot, and part of this, I have some friends out in Michigan, some family out in Michigan that are diehard Lions fans, and for them to watch Matt Stafford move out and move on and move up is pretty hysterical. And the other thing that riles them up is their current quarterback, Jared Goff, was in the Super Bowl himself with LA 4 years ago. So they've had their only 2 quarterbacks that they've had for their team in the last 15 years now are both playing for Super Bowls.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But man, I just Matt Stafford, I can't trust him. I think he once he throws a pick, I feel like that dude is just like his brain kind of goes to mush. He gets real conservative, and I don't know, he just doesn't seem he's as aggressive as he is before throwing a pick, which I guess some guys are, but I don't know. We'll see. McVay is a sharp mind, man, and he can muster stuff together. He did make some questionable decisions on the last game, but I don't know. We'll see what happens there.
He's got a photogenic memory. Did you know that?
Oh, so really?
I saw a video of him, and this was during preseason this year, I believe. They were at camp, and one of the reporters was asking him, "Hey, I heard that you can remember basically every play that you've ran, in different scenarios." So they started quizzing. They said, "Okay, 2014, week 7, you're at Denver. It's 3rd and 11, tie game. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter." He goes, "Oh yeah, it's a wheel route down the sideline." He remembers the exact play, which is wild. So I think he's he's obviously super young. I found it both coaches really, right? We found out that Tom Brady's older than both head coaches coaching in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Actually insane.
Yeah. So anyway, that's cool. But speaking of Tom Brady, obviously we mentioned earlier the big news that he kind of retired and then actually retired.
Yeah, well, I think he was just pissed that Schefter like blew up his spot, but like it's Schefter's job to like break the news, and like that's what he's known for. So, but yeah, he went out on his via Twitter, didn't say really anything about the Patriots, which like I guess was weird for some people. Yeah, some people were weirded out by it, but like at the same time, like he said his thanks to the Patriots already, and he's been on the Bucs for the past 2 years. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just because I'm not a Patriots homer, I don't really feel any way about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of Jets fans, Bills fans are happy this day has come, even though he's not in their division anymore. I'm sure they're happy to see he's gone. But yeah, I mean, what a career. Interested to see what his cards do.
He deserves it. Yeah. We have some guys in the group. Definitely invested in Tom Brady cards. I saw it in the chats and stuff like that people were buying some pretty nice Brady's to stick away for the Hall of Fame induction. So it's a good call there. His cards, I'm sure, will continue to hold their value at least, if not rise.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But some other NFL news. We saw Brian Flores, who was the coach of the Dolphins, ex-coach of the Dolphins, has sued the NFL. So do you want to touch a little bit on that?
Yeah. So basically, he's suing the NFL over the fact that he got removed as the Dolphins head coach and was going to interview for the Giants head coach position, and he got a text from Bill Belichick either the day before or a couple days before his scheduled interview saying, congrats, man, I heard that they're going to go with you. And he goes, where did you hear that? That's great news. And basically there were screenshots of the text shown. Basically Bill Belichick just wishing congratulations and, you're going to get the job. Well, it was meant for someone else. I forget the guy's name that actually got the head coach
Brian
position.
Dabble.
Yeah, good old Billy B sent it to the wrong
person. Not
to
interrupt real quick. Did you see the picture of Dabble at his desk?
Yeah, I did.
He looks so uncomfortable in a suit. Like, I'm not a big suit guy, but like this dude looked like he was like trying to suck for some air. Like he was like reaching for a breath, and like I don't know what they did or what kind of suit or tailor he's got, but yeah. Sorry to interview. I just thought it was hilarious.
So anyway, he's using what's called the Rooney Rule as the basis for his argument, which the Rooney Rule is implemented by the NFL, whether you agree or not. That basically says no matter what, an NFL team hiring for a head coach or a coach with a coordinator position, so offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, special teams coordinator, they have to at least entertain an interview from one outside the organization person of color. And basically he's saying, I didn't get a fair shake. This was just a Rooney Rule interview. They already had, and basically using that as his basis. We won't get into the politics of it or anything like that. But, make your own decision. But that's the basis for his lawsuit. Whether or not anything comes of it, I guess we'll see in the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely keep an eye on that and bring it back up.
Yeah, the Belichick text, it was kind of funny because like he texted him. And Flores responded, "Thanks, coach. Like, that's awesome." And then, like at the end, he responds with, "Thanks, Bill." Like it's like the OK versus K response.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's Bill Belichick, man. What a guy. But like,
hey, you're on some sort of status at least having Bill Belichick in your cell phone.
True, but yeah, I guess that's kind of how I don't know if that's how I expected text from Bill Belichick to go. I don't know if you had any like thoughts about how it would go, but
I mean, I've dreamt about it, but other than that, no.
Yeah. Let me just text him right now. I'll shoot him a text and see how it goes.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. But yeah, so shift gears a little bit to baseball. Is that cool?
Definitely.
Yeah, so we obviously still don't have a CBA for, between the Players Association and the MLB. So still kind of a little bit at a stalemate here with the Players Association and the league. Jake, you want to touch a little bit on some of the details where we're at with that?
Well, they haven't released much details other than obviously they're renegotiating the base contracts. One of the big things is obviously the service time rule, right? Which we've seen affect a lot of different players, one of which being my guy, Chris Bryant. Obviously, I was a fan of the rule that gave him an extra year with us, but that's the Players Association is basically trying to get rid of that, where teams can keep you down for X number of games to start the year, and basically it kicks your service time back, and they get you under your rookie contract for an extra year. So that's going to be the main player in this argument back and forth. Obviously, there's going to be salary and contract negotiation stuff, but rumor has it the last meeting did not go well, and they are nowhere close to a deal.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get baseball on time here, but I think everyone knew that was going to be the big player in the game. There's a lot of top prospects on the cusp of coming up. It happened with Kalenic last year. I'm pretty sure they kept him down for a decent amount. You know, and then brought him up, and you know, we got J-Rod on the horizon. Interested to see what happens with Bobby Witt Jr. Is he going to be up right away? Adley Rushman. So a lot of big names, you know, out there ready to come up to the league. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on what's going on with that, but doesn't look very promising yet. So yeah, and in a little bit less, I guess, interesting news, we got Harbaugh interviewing for the Vikings job, which I'm pretty sure was like all but kind of confirmed that he's taking that.
Yeah, I actually heard a rumor this morning that it's going to be a last minute decision that he's going to take the Miami job. But
I mean, I would live in Miami before Minnesota.
I mean, location wise, I think Minnesota is probably a little bit closer offensively to competing.
Yeah,
but I would like to coach Tua. I think coaching Tua would be cool.
Yeah, but like, you know, football aside, the weather.
Yeah, who wants to live in Minnesota?
I don't know. I not want to live in Minnesota. So,
plus it's the Vikings.
Yeah, it's the Vikings. The Broncos are for sale. $3.75 billion valuation. So I think Jake and I are
just out of our reach.
Yeah. I think we're close to scrapping together. I think a few more Mosaic mega boxes that we could flip.
We might. I think we'll come in right around 3.
Yeah,
3 to 4.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Right in the sweet. But...
and then we could possibly play the new Washington team, the Washington Commanders. So,
oh man, yeah, the Washington football team changed their team name to the Washington Commanders.
I like the football team more.
I think everybody likes the football team. I don't know how they settled it. Did they have like a fan vote on that, or they just said, "Hey, we're the Commanders now"?
I doubt it. I think they just rolled the Commanders and that was it. So I don't know.
Yikes!
Man. Yeah.
Sorry, Washington fans.
Yep. Yep. As a Cowboys fan, don't really care. Kind of glad their name sucks. So, but
yeah. But you get.
I mean, yeah. I won't get into it. So upcoming drops here. Mosaic football retail's got to be on the horizon. I don't think we see Target this week.
No, we have inside sources. We do have inside sources that we won't name, but that state that they should hit Walmart shelves, at least in some regions, at the end of this week in store.
Yeah, so we know that blasters have hit stores. Specifically, I think it was an NFL store in Vegas. But yeah, so hopefully we see Walmart in store this week, online next week. And then we have Formula One, I believe, is the 11th. That's the slated date, which is next Friday. So that's the official release date. That's the paper product. I think they're supposed to be blasters, which would be interesting to see.
There was last year, wasn't there? Or was there supposed to be last year and there never was?
No.
I know they had the product page. They had the product page up on Walmart for a couple weeks last year, but nothing ever came from it.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably a bad move. I think I would hate that. If they're gonna do it with the paper product. Don't do it with it.
Yeah, don't do it with Chrome or anything. Yeah, right.
Please. So we'll see, but we'll be keeping an eye on that. And we got Series 1 baseball, which got pushed back to the 16th, and we did get the checklist shockingly early. So we got.
What's your thoughts on it? You combed through it, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the only two names that popped out to me were obviously Wander Franco and Jaron Duran. It's like a 40-page checklist.
And there's not a ton. I mean, so what this feels like to me, and tell me if you think differently, but it feels a lot like last 2020 Series 2, where Lou Bob basically carried the whole product, and it was Lou Bob or bust.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people think higher of Wander than they do Lou Bob, just from a
Right.
age and
What I'm saying
health
is there's
standpoint.
one rookie in there that you're going for, and
I mean,
there's
dude,
a lot of pitcher rookies.
Yeah, we see one player carry products before, so I think if there's anyone with the name and stardom to do it, it's definitely Wander Franco. But I mean, Jarren Duran's got a chance to put it back together and do something in the league. So it'll be a good one if you're doing breaks and stuff. Maybe try to slip in on Boston. I don't know if everyone's. I mean, I'm assuming the breakers are honed in on that he's in there, but you might be able to find some.
The big market teams always sell for a little bit higher anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the big stuff there, and then a couple high dollar sales. So the ones that stuck out to me.
There's one that's in the top 3 that is not one of the big 4 sports.
So I don't want my wife to hear me say this. I'm a little bit of a tennis fan, mostly because my wife was a tennis superstar in high school and college. So shout out to her.
You were, huh?
No, not me, dude. No, not me. Her. But we saw a 2003 Net Pro glossy. So think of it as like, I don't know, like a rainbow foil or chrome version.
Yeah. Yep.
Serena Williams PSA 10 sell for $65,000, and there actually was there was one more. It's from, I think it's from a Sports Illustrated. It was like one of those you see those perforated sheets.
Yeah, where you tear them off yourself.
Yeah, so there was a PSA 10 Serena from that I think did 115,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
that's pretty impressive, getting a PSA 10 on a perforated sheet that you have to take the card out yourself.
Yeah, I know someone just sent my boy Ronnie a sheet that hasn't been ripped yet for him to rip and grade the card.
Danger.
So I'm sure we'll have a little mezcal before that, and then go at it. But yes, a couple other ones. I mean, F1, a Lewis Hamilton gold sapphire out of 50, 90,000. So his stuff is. I mean, I've been looking at some of his stuff, dude. It's starting to take off. Other guys
we're right around the corner, right?
Yeah, the other guys are still sitting kind of stagnant, like for stopping and whatnot. He's starting to go up. So if you're looking to buy, you better start now.
Do it now.
Yeah, because we got the races coming soon. So
here's a couple that went back to that ridiculous article that told you not to invest in these guys, but a 2017 Bowman Chrome Orange refractor auto out of 25 for Ronald Acuna Jr. in a BGS 9.5 sold for $62,000 this week. And then a counterpart, same rookie year, 2016 Bowman Chrome, Juan Soto Gold out of 50 auto in a 9.5 sold for $56K. So definitely don't invest in guys. I'm a big Soto fan. I would take the Soto. I think Acuna's obviously a World Series champion now, even though he's hurt. He's coming back from an injured year, so he'll definitely have some rebound pricing and stuff. But I just think Juan Soto is the most undervalued. I shouldn't say undervalued, because look at his cards are going for $56,000. Yeah. Maybe that's not the right word. Juan Soto is the most underappreciated big name talent in the MLB. He's 24 years old, just turned 24, and he's got a World Series title. He's been runner-up twice in MVP voting. The dude's an absolute stud.
Yeah, he almost made a push last year coming back.
Yeah.
Their team was playing poorly. People thought he was playing poorly because he was not lifting the baseball out of the park, but he was still, his on-base percentage was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, I agree. I'm a Soto guy. Acuna, excellent player. Injuries scare the hell out of me. I know people come back from stuff, but still scares me.
I find it wild. This next one, obviously, with everything going on in the NFL, it shows you that cards are reactionary. The market's reactionary to everything going on in sports. But a 2020 National Treasures Joe Burrow RPA, which I believe another one of these was on our list last week. This one is ungraded.
Sold was it the true
55,000?
Was it the
true RPA?
True.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of 10.
I mean,
out of 10, and it sold for $55,000 ungraded.
I think it seems right, honestly. Like, a lot of his stuff has been moving for crazy numbers. So, if you got, I mean, 50, I feel like 50,000 is not bad. For an out of 10 National Treasures, it's probably cooked.
Who are you taking? If you could get an out of 10 RPA right now to hold for 10 years, are you taking a Joe Burrow one, or are you taking a Herbie?
Probably Herbert.
See, I'm taking Joe Burrow. It was easy to get away from. It was easy to get away from Burrow last year because he got hurt, and Herbert did so well. But Joe Burrow has proven that, hey, I was the number one pick, or not the number one pick. I was drafted first. This year, that offense is so dangerous, and I don't see it getting any worse anytime soon.
No, I agree. I think it's really, really close. The injury thing doesn't really scare me at all. I just think the Chargers should not have missed the playoffs. Like, they had so many questionable coaching decisions, and
I know it.
I don't think they didn't make it because of Herbert's play at all. He made a lot of the receivers really shine. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting duel to have those two going at it. Over the next few years.
Yeah.
So.
Good for football, watching someone like Brady. Brady's leaving, but there's plenty of talent in the NFL to grow and kind of pick up the mantle a little bit.
Yeah. Speaking of, let me finish out with one of my guys.
Your guy.
Yeah, so there was a 51 Bowman mantle, PSA 5 for $35,000. Been a slow uptick in the vintage market with the mantle stuff. I watch it pretty closely. That market just never slows down, dude. That's why I've been buying so much of it. It just, there's always buyers, like always buyers, and maybe it's a lot of the older guys, but what do older guys have? Money, so they're always buying. So it's pretty easy to move stuff if you need to. So, but
this one would not have met. People know Nico has quite the collection of mantles that he's been racking up, and this one I looked at it, the $35,000 one. I don't think it quite hit your standards for centering. I think a majority of the off? Yeah, it's pretty. It's one of those thick on the ends, and the sides are real thin.
Yeah, give me a centered lower grade any day of the week over. No, 3 to 4 is like the perfect grade, because you can usually. 3 or 4, you can usually get away with minimal creasing or something without a crease in it. I think that's like kind of what takes away from the card a little bit. But if you could find something centered, the eye, it's just, there's so many that are not centered. Like, people think it's bad, like with the new stuff now, and you just go look at like vintage cards and look how many miscut cards are graded and them just absolutely like brutal centering on most of these. So. But yeah, anything else for today, Jake? Or
I don't think so. I think that's basically it. Yeah, we covered everything.
All right, cool. So we'll be back next week with another episode, and we appreciate you guys listening. So we'll catch you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.